Welcome to Pilates by Brittany. I'm Brittany, and our workout today is designed for beginners. So we're going to go through some level 1 exercises on the reformer. Things like footwork, midback series, feet and straps, some short box moves, intro to tree, and mermaid. So if this is the kind of workout that you need to feel long and strong and great about yourself, then hit the play button now. We are going to start with our foot bar and our gear bar ready to go. So if you need a refresher on how to set up your gear bar, make sure you click the link to set up your reformer. When you're ready, let's begin. So we're going to begin with our footwork. Let's add 3 red springs. Headrest wherever you like it, and then go ahead and lie down on your back. We're going to connect the heels together, leaving the toes wide on the ball of the foot. Reposition your pelvis here, make sure that you've got a little bit of an imprint. So we naturally have a curve in our small back, but I want you to use this imprint. So we're going to engage the pelvic floor like you have a full bladder, and you're going to just gently press the low back into the carriage. Arms are long and straight, pressing down firmly at your sides, and then we're going to press the legs to straight, squeeze them together. Bend the knees, return. Inhale, we push out. Exhale, return. Trying to keep the heels together, and as you extend your knees completely, pull the entire inner thigh together. And press. Return. 2 and 1. Bring it all the way back. Change the feet to parallel. We're going to go around the tender arch of the foot. Push it out on the inhale. Exhale, bring it back. We're still concentrating on this subtle imprint here of the lower back. Push out, breath in. Exhale, return. 4 and 3. Just relax the muscles in your face and your shoulders. One more time. We're now on the heel of the foot. We call this dorsiflexion. So we want to take those toes and draw them back towards us, and we push and then return. So notice that I'm not pulling the toes with me as I go out and in. My feet are going to stick to an imaginary wall. So as I come in, I'm dorsiflexing more, and then I'm releasing it just a little. This is going to work this muscle here in the front of the shins. And pull. Inhale out. Exhale, return. 3, 2, and 1 more. Come back. We're now on high half toes. I call this a Barbie foot. So you want to have the ball of the foot on, the heels are up in a high heel, and the toes are off the bar. When we push out, we are wearing high heel shoes, and then just like that last one, we want to keep the high heel in the same place, and then as we press out, it's like we're slipping into that high heel shoe. Look at the difference here. If I were to keep my high heels on the whole way, see how that changes where my foot is? And try to keep my foot in the same place as I come in and out. Exhale on the way in, inhale out, exhale home. 3 and 2 and 1. Push out, stay out, go for a little run. You're just going to lower one heel and lift the other. You can do this slow and stretchy, or you can go a little faster, but let's concentrate on keeping that foot in neutral. I a lot of times see people go out onto that outside pinky toe, try to really push straight up through the center of the foot. Good. Tippy toes on both. Bend the knees and come in. We're going to open up our heels. This is wide second, so we're in that dorsiflexion and our heels are wide. This allows us to push through the back of the legs here. So as you press from the heel of the foot, simultaneously give the glutes just a little squeeze. Inhale, exhale. 4 and 3, 2, and 1. Now, keep the heels in the corners, but rotate the knees inward. I'm gonna push the legs out. They're straight, but they're entirely rotated inside. Then we close the knees together as quickly as you can. Press it out, and then the legs come back together. Press and exhale, return. And 3, 2, and 1. Okay, very nice. Let's go ahead and sit up. We're going to reduce the springs down. 2 reds only. And lie back down. We're going to grab the straps this time for the upper body. So let's hold on to those loops with the hands. We're going to find that imprint position with the low back and then bring those feet one by one to tabletop. Arms are into resistance here. Push them straight down, and then we're going to let them rise back up. You don't want to let it catch and stop. So we're going to keep that resistance on as the arms go above the shoulders, and then push back down. Exhale. Inhale, the arms are up. Exhale, we push down. Keep that imprint the whole time here. 3. And now let's take it to a 45-degree angle. So we're going on a little bit of a wide. Again, we're not hitting that stopper. We're keeping it in resistance. And then to the sides. And pull. 3. 4. Keep the waistline working. One more time, we're gonna stay at the sides. Now, as we go out to this letter T, what I see a lot is this popping in the ribs here. So when the arms are out, I want you to really actively push the lowest rib down and then hug the sides. Breath in as the arms widen, close, close. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we bend triceps and straighten. Now you can have your elbows hovering or resting down on the mat. Both are fine. I just prefer the float, but either way is just perfect. 4, 3. One more time, we're gonna hold the arms at our sides, and then we go through circles. So we wanna keep resistance on the whole time. Don't let the carriage touch the stopper. And then reverse. Bend the elbows and then put the feet down. Okay, let's go right into feet in straps. Same spring tension. Push the legs out. Now in this start position, you don't want the ropes to ever touch the body and come down here. It does weird things to your lower back. So you want to always have the feet in a diagonal position where the ropes are above the shoulder blocks. We're going to keep that little bit of an imprint here. And we're going to lift those legs up. Let it stretch the back side of the thighs. And then we press it back down. Lift on the inhale. Exhale, press. You really want to squeeze the back of the legs, the glutes here. Now let's do some in a turnout position. So the legs are rising and lowering like before, but we have that turnout from the hip. Notice that you might be more or less bendy as we change the orientation of the legs. Turn knees and toes in, and we're lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering. One more time here. Good, now we're back to parallel. We're gonna take the legs to vertical like we were just doing. We're gonna keep the carriage still, open the legs as wide as they are comfortable, then close them back, and then again, wide. Together now, push it down. Our legs lift, Open, close, open, close, and squeeze the butt, push it down. Lift, open, close. And then back down. One more here. Up we go with the feet. Open and close. Open and close. And then we push. Turn the toes out. We're gonna bend the knees in and forward. As I bend my knees, I'm dorsiflexing my feet. Look at my ankles. And then as I push, I'm also pointing the toes. Flex it in, point and push. Exhale. Flex and point. Flex and point. Let's try 2 more. Hold it here, and then we're gonna lay our headrest flat. All right, short spine. It's one of the best exercises, but it takes a little getting used to. So the initial thing you'll do is let the legs come in. So the ropes are really pulling me, and if I let the ropes do all the work, it'll begin to lift my tail. So from here, I'm just gonna come up and bend my knees. So I'm just in this elevated position, then I'm gonna soften those knees a little bit deeper down to my shoulders, and then I'm gonna slowly try to put my butt back down on the mat. It straightens out the legs a bit more. Bend my knees, feet to seat, and then I'm gonna push out. Let's repeat that. Parallel, the legs come up, that's the first thing. And then as they start to lift us, I'm gonna just bend my knees and come up into this curved position, resting up on the shoulder blades. You should feel all of this getting this lovely stretch. Then I'm gonna start to come down through the center of my back. I'm not pulling my feet down yet. I'm lengthening the back of the legs. Feet to seat. Press it out. Let's do this a little all together here. So the legs come in and we lift up into this soft position at the knees. Okay, my feet are right over my face. And then I'm gonna start to put my hips back down, stretching out the back of the legs, then feet to seat, and push. Okay, let's take the feet out and rest the feet on the bar. Just drop these down, and we're gonna roll up and off. Okay, let's grab our long box here. We're gonna put our foot bar down, one red spring. When you lay on the box here, hands in the front corners, take your hips down. You wanna be mid-chest on the front of the box. And then I like to hold up above the hardware. So typically I fold the black loop above the hardware so I have a little something thicker to hold. Okay, let's make sure that your pubic bone is pushing down and your feet are lifting so you have that action in the lower body. Then we're gonna pull the arms up next to the sides and then a slow release forward. Inhale, we pull. Exhale, we release. Now as we release, I'm letting my upper body curve down over the box. And then as I lift, I'm gliding the shoulder blades down and I'm lifting to that straight line. Slowly lower. Inhale, we pull. Exhale, we release. 2 more. And pull. Now stay here, right into triceps, bending and pushing. Try to keep those wrists neutral, so it's like we're wearing a cast here with the wrists. 4, 3. One more time. We're gonna hold the arms back, and then let's take it out to the letter T. So you wanna have resistance here, shoulder height with the arms, thumbs and level with the pinky fingers, and then we're gonna pull and pull. Now what I watch for here is when people pull, they tend to roll forward and slip the palms up. So make sure that you're really hitchhiking here. I want you to dial the thumbs up and pull. And now if your back is bothering you, Open up your feet. It lets your low back a little bit of breath room here. 2 more. Pull. And pull. Good. And then we're gonna just hang up the straps. Carefully come off the box. Take a second and just reach down towards the toes. And then all the way back up. Okay, now we're gonna do short box. So we're gonna take the box, turn it side, and hide the shoulder blocks. Make sure it's snugged up towards the foot bar side. I'm gonna add a second red spring. And now the safety loop has 3 hooks. Figure out which one gives you some tension. Your proper strap is going to be when you're seated and your legs are outstretched. When I dorsiflex the toes back, I'm gonna have tightness on the ropes. As an example, my settings are 2 and 3, so I'm on the second clip. So maybe hit the pause button and experiment with this. So we're nice and tall. I've got a little bit of room behind my bottom. I'm gonna start with my arms folded. From here, we're gonna curl the tail under, roll back a little bit, pausing here, and then we're gonna float the arms above the head, back down to the tummy, and then we dive over the legs. Up tall. Here we go. Scoop. Arms float. Back down, and dive. Or up, and again, curl, lift, lower, and dive. This time, let's bring the hands to the back of the head, sitting upright. Notice my knees are a little bent here. I'm gonna hinge back until I feel the upper abs working, and then I'm right back up. Inhale, I hinge backward. Exhale, I'm coming right back up. Again, breath in on the back. Exhale on the top here. One more time. Lean back and come up. Arms out wide, letter T. Let's just twist. 1, 2, 3, and the middle. 1, 2, 3, middle. 1, 2, and 3. Back to center. 1, 2, 3, and the center. Okay, we're gonna take one knee, hug it into the chest, and we're just doing like a little tree prep. I'm not gonna do the full tree. So we're gonna start to roll back. Notice that this foot's gonna lift here because I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna pull this knee into my chest. It's gonna open up this hip flexor, deep as you'd like to go, and then come back up. Let's do the same with the other foot. Hug this knee into your chest. As we lean back, this foot's gonna be our safe. It's what's called a safety strap. And then we're gonna take it back. Just really opening up this straight legs hip flexor. And then we come right back up. Okay, so moving on. Let's just take this strap and just push it close up to the platform so it's not in your way. And let's get rid of the box. All right, now plank. I'm gonna bring my headrest up and the foot bar up. 1 red and 1 blue spring. Hands on the bar, feet on the headrest, and we're gonna hold our plank. So in your plank position, squeeze your thighs and your glutes and just hold. So maybe if you're good, just stay here. If you can, we're gonna move. So you're pushing back and then traveling forward. Inhale, we take it out. Exhale, we pull it in. Four more. Keep those heels sinking back like we're stretching the calves. 2. And 1. Perfect. And let's just take the knees down. Let's get rid of the blue spring. We're gonna step 1 foot up by the front of the machine. The other knee is down, and just take it back for a nice thigh stretch. And then bend it in and lift. So we're bending the outside knee to open this hip flexor, and then we press it out here. Feels nice, right? And then we come in and up. We do that on the other side here. Outside foot up by the wheel, inside knees down, and we bend, and then we stretch. And then in and up. One more time. Down and back. All the way in. Last thing, we're gonna do a mermaid. So you're seated sideways with both feet pointed towards the shoulder blocks here. Try to anchor both hips down as much as you can. We push out and we lift up and over. So a lot of times I see people push out like this. This isn't creating much of a stretch for me. So what we want to do is try to keep both butt cheeks down as we push out. Then when we lift, I still have both cheeks down versus this way, yes? So we're in this lift sensation. And then we can rotate down, trying to place both hands on the foot bar. Again, I'm trying to keep both hips down. And now I'm rounding through my back like I'm holding a beach ball. Untwist. And then we're gonna go the opposite way. Hand goes down, foot bar arm goes up. And then we rotate. We'll do that on the other side. Side saddle, so we have a shin against both of the blocks here, up nice and tall, and we're trying to keep both cheeks down. Now this one's up just a little bit, but I'm trying, okay? Hand in the center, we're gonna push up and over, so watch that rounded versus out long, right? So you wanna stretch the top of the waist, up and over, and then we rotate down. Separate those hands, and try to keep your hips down, rounding through your spine. And center, come out as you went in. Grab the shoulder block, the foot bar arm comes up and over. And we stretch. Okay, so there is your beginner level reformer workout. Hope that your body feels long and lean and you feel very accomplished. Good work today, and I'll see you next time. Make sure you check out some more of our reformer videos in the playlist that you'll see next.